Welcome, everybody, to Nine's Corner. I am Nine, and I am so pleased to get to spend this time with you. So, it is currently minus 33 here in Alberta, Canada. Yes, we are under a cold warning, but I did manage to get myself out for a little walk today because with my weekly vibes, I always like to show a little video to give people time to decide which number resonates with them. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the footage here because you can actually hear me just crunching through the snow. And even though it was cold, when you're layered up, it's quite beautiful. So now that you're sufficiently cold and probably feeling the brr of what I just showed you, let's look at the cold heart of Kevin McCarthy. I have to say, ever since, remember a few years ago, he had said about Nancy Pelosi that he wouldn't mind hitting her with the gavel. Do you remember that? And I have to say, in my little conspiratory mind, I was thinking, isn't it interesting that he would make that disgusting comment and then fast forward a couple of years and Nancy Pelosi's husband, and in theory should have been Nancy Pelosi, would have been attacked with a hammer that looks quite like a speaker's gavel. Now, I shouldn't say that, but it was the first thing that came to my mind. And it's the one thing that really stuck out about him. I mean, I know that he met with Trump after the January 6th insurrection, and I know that, in his past, there's been issues with infidelity and all that kind of stuff. But when I thought I'm going to do a reading about Kevin McCarthy, and I thought about the gavel and the Nancy Pelosi thing, and then he's trying to replace Nancy Pelosi. It's almost like, oh, please, universe, use your divine intervention to ensure that this man does not become the Speaker of the House. Now, he is influencing and saying, hey, you don't choose me, then the Dems are going to get to choose somebody. So better the devil you know in Kevin McCarthy than the devil technically you won't know in the Democratic Party. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, let's do a deep dive. I literally was just starting my cards and I got the devil. Let's have a deep dive and look into Kevin McCarthy and let's see what is the more likely possibility. Is he going to become the next speaker, or will he again fail at his attempts? And I'm hoping that history has a way of repeating itself. So I'm hoping that Kevin's going to be denied. But hope and wishes are you know not what we're here to look at. Let's look at the tarot cards. I was thinking about that song, if all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a world it would be. Is everything song and tarot in my life? Is my whole life defined by music and tarot? Yep, I think so. So let's see. Kevin McCarthy, will you be the Speaker of the House? All right, let's have a look. So, will Kevin McCarthy become the next Speaker of the House? All right, the main focus. What is the present situation? We have the Four of Pentacles. See, here he is. He's looking for the job. He's looking for the security. But with the Four of Pentacles, you always have to ask, at what price? What price are you willing to pay to get this job? So, crossing him, we have the Strength card. What crosses you is what either helps or hinders. And I think in this instant, what helps him is the fact that he has the tenacity to keep going. He keeps going regardless of the obstacles, regardless of how people feel about him. He is just going to keep going. But on the flip side of this, The Strength card showing up on what crosses you can really show that something significant from your past, whether it be about finances, family, something from your past is going to come back to haunt you, to be a problem. And with the Strength card here, it feels like it's somebody of influence, of power, and that kind of makes me think like he's met with Trump. He's under the influence of Trump. Is what's going to cause him to have issue being Trump putting his thumb on him, because there's something. Trump has something. 100% Trump has something over McCarthy that he could use against him. So underneath him, what's the foundation? The recent past. In the recent past, we got the King of Wands. So here he is. He really wants this job. He is going for it, but he has at least 4 people that really don't want him to have this position. So even though in the past he wants the position, it's like his ego got the better of him, and he definitely was called out. Let's let history repeat itself. So now let's look at the recent past. We have the Queen of Swords. So I think in the recent past, he's had issues with some legalities. His name is going to be on a lot of papers, including the January 6th insurrection, but none of this is going to surprise us. It'll be interesting to see whether or not he had actually asked, with the Queen of Swords here. I feel as though, remember when they were saying McCarthy behind the scenes was saying, we got to get rid of Trump. And then immediately after, he was like, no, that's not true. I didn't say that. I think this is giving validation to the fact that, yeah, he did say that. He did say, I want to get rid of Trump. And I really wonder if the strength that's going against him could be Trump himself. Very interesting. And interestingly enough, with the Queen of Swords, he has recently been he has been threatening the Republicans, saying, listen, you either vote for me or you're going to put it in the Democrats' hands as to who's going to be the next Speaker of the House. So I think this is also showing that, he has planned and he is willing to be cutthroat. And this is part of his strategic plan going forward. So let's look at what doesn't he know subconsciously. What is it that he doesn't know? We've got the 9 of Cups. So he's really unsure about the future. And with the 9 of Cups here, it feels as though things are going to work out differently than what you expected. But there's some kind of meeting here. There's some kind of working together, paperwork, emails. I really get the feeling that there are people, Republicans, working against him that are kind of like they don't want to be called out for keeping him from become Speaker of the House, but they are going to make sure that that's going to happen, or at least they're going to try. That's the stuff. That's the subconscious stuff that he's not aware of. Because, anytime you look at subconsciously, the person's not aware that this is going to happen. And I really feel like we're looking at a secret meeting. This is so cool and getting so much more interesting. Oh. Okay. So the near future for him. In the near future, yikes. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. So there is going to be confusion, upset, conflict. he is in the near future. There's going to be a lot happening, and I really feel like this is when circumstances really start to change around him. I really get a feeling as though people are working against him. Um, that this is showing that an unexpected event, and I think this goes perfectly with his card that shows that. Um, oh, let me just show it to you so then that way I'm not confused. Let me see. Um, when you look at Wheel of Fortune with his subconscious, what he doesn't know, what he's not aware of, these two playing together really show me strongly that there is a true system, a true group of people that are working in the wings to ensure that this man does not get ahead. This is a really like wow reading. I really feel as though the tarot cards are singing, like literally singing to us tonight. I hope we get a final answer. So, what will he bring to the situation? I this We're not shocked. He's got the 7 of Wands. Like we said earlier, what he brings is his focus to just keep going, regardless of the obstacles, regardless of who doesn't want him to be there. He has tenacity. He keeps going. He's like the Energizer bunny, just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. Sorry, guys. I think because I've been out on that walk in the really cold weather, I kind of got this like little cough happening. So I keep having to stop for a second because I don't want to be just coughing on camera. So, sorry. So let's look at how do others feel about him. Oh, we got the tower. We got the tower. He's going down. He's going down. I'm telling you, there is somebody or a group of somebodies that are working to tear this man down. The knives are out. There is deceit and there's no getting around this. He's not going to get through this without having to go through a lot of heartache and pain. And we're looking in a month's time, but a lot can come out in a month, and including his past, because they're going to bring back his infidelities and everything back on him. So, in his hopes and fears, we've got the King of Swords. There is somebody who can speak against him, influence people against him, and that's what's worrying about him. I really feel like maybe Trump is the leader who actually has the thumb on him, but it's not just Trump, and I don't even feel like Trump's a part of it. Maybe this is sort of, he has the Trump influence, that thumbprint making it hard for him to move, but at the same time, all these cards are really coming up with the narrative that there are people who don't want him in, and I'm not talking Democrats, I'm talking Republicans. So, the final outcome. What will be the final outcome? We have the 7 of Cups. So, with the 7 of Cups, you have a lot of options. But in an outcome type of situation, you're looking at somebody who cannot make a decision. If you do not make a decision, you cannot manifest what you want, which means he can't manifest the job. This is him being a dreamer, dreaming that he gets this job and trying to figure out, how do I do this? Just like in the beginning of the very beginning of the reading, we were looking at the 4 of, He is trying to figure out, how do I hold on to this? But the whole reading leads to him being delusional. That even if it looks like he could be getting it, there's powers to be that are working against him. Okay, let's just pull one more card for clarification. I want to, like, based on, I won't hold you to this universe. I know there's free will, all that kind of stuff. But right now, because based on this reading, I'm thinking, no, he's delusional. He's not going to get this job. But I want a clarification. I want a yes or a no. I feel that this is a very strong indicator of no. I think at the end of the day, he will end up having to walk away yet again from the position that he was hoping for. And the moon is here. Again, repeating ourselves throughout this reading, that there's powers to be that are unknown to him that are working against him. So I got a strong feeling that Kevin McCarthy, you're not going to have that job. I really, really, from my lips to the universe's ears. So that is our deep dive on Kevin McCarthy. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. And as always, I have our Unity candle lit for each and every one of us. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And please look out for my weekly vibes. I do them every week. It gives you an opportunity to look at what possibly could be coming into your week, giving you advice. And at the very minimum, I give you something to think about. So come on over, check out the vibes. And until the next time we chat, cheerio and take care.